Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is the second of our out and abouts from Hunter's Moon, and this time we were headed for Swanage, but we passed Corfe Castle on the way. So the main focus of today's video is Corfe Castle, and then on to Swanage, which will follow in the next vlog. So now's the time to subscribe, as I say, if you want to see days out and about from Hunter's Moon in this case, but other sites will follow. And just to remind you that we've put them into a separate playlist as well, so you can watch them all at your leisure. So off we go to Swanage. So we're driving towards Swanage. So we're now in the Isle of Purbeck, and Swanage, yet another place that's easy to get to from Hunter's Moon, and the scenery is lovely. Further down this road there's actually a pub, I think it's called the Halfway Inn. Well, talking of that, here it is now, and they do motorhome stopovers. I think they're in the Britstocks book, but we popped in a couple of years ago and asked about it. It looks a lovely little pub, to be honest with you, so worth a try. So we're heading towards Swanage, but before we get to Swanage, at the end of this road you reach Corfe Castle. Corfe itself, the whole village, is quite pretty, and it's a National Trust property, so if you've got a National Trust membership, your parking is free, and the castle itself is just magnificent. If you're into drone footage, it's also a great one for drone photographs, especially in the golden hour, in the morning or the evening, when the light on the castle is quite something. Very interesting story to Corfe Castle, one of the last bastions of the Civil War, and it was owned by a lady whose name escapes me now, but she held out to the bitter end until she was tricked to come out, and then everything fell and she lost her life, I believe. Here it is, it's just coming into view now. The scale of it you can't really tell from here, but when you're close to it, the ramparts are enormous. No wonder it was quite easy to defend. At this island you can also go off on the road to Studland Bay, and that of course is another National Trust property. Beautiful beach, miles of it, and part of it is one of the oldest naturist beaches in the country. Lovely walk through the backland, I don't know what you call it. It's kind of scrubland, but there's lots of trees as well and water, and it's a very pretty walk to get there. But do beware, they have adders in those forests, and I know from bitter experience. So here we go, Corfe Castle. Quite magnificent, quite breathtaking. And we're turning down the side of it now. This is probably very dodgy photography. The sheer scale of it makes it difficult, especially from a car. So this has given me a bit more of a fighting chance. We've stopped and I've got out of the car. The only problem with this is I'm taking it into the sun. But even the silhouette will give you an idea. And also of the surrounding countryside. You see there's a railway bridge there, and that's the train that goes from Swanage. It's actually a steam train, and it comes out to Corfe. So a nice little trip on a steam train ending up at Corfe Castle. The entrance to it is around the other side, but you can walk all the way around the base of the ramparts, and there are also nice little walks in the woods that you see behind us. here's the railway bridge that we were talking about. You go under the bridge and that takes you down to Studland. You can see there, and the toll ferry, which takes you across to Poole, across the harbour entrance. Coming around the ramparts of the castle, you can see it's very steep all the way around. And then you go up into Corfe itself. You see how pretty it is. Quite beautiful. The church, the central area, and the actual entrance to the castle is on your right, past the monument. This road doesn't actually go anywhere, only through the village. So ultimately you end up having to turn round, but it is actually quite a long dead end. Really ancient, well-preserved village. It's beautiful. Somebody having a bit of work done there. All these lovely old stone cottages. Very English. So we're going back through Corfe, back towards the main entrance to the castle, which you see still dominates the skyline from every single direction. It really is quite a sight. Very busy here in the summer. You can hear the church bells now as well. That's the actual entrance to the castle down there. It's quite busy even now. I don't know. The trip from Corfe to Swanage of itself is quite pretty. We're now getting a little bit more built up, but the countryside is beautiful.
See the old site there?
Rolling hills, and yeah, Alan just said there was a CL site there. There are a lot of sites, to be honest, the private sites. The whole area is covered in campsites of varying types. Swanage is quite a popular seaside resort. Loads of people come down here in the summer. To be honest, the area is lovely any time of year. The Isle of Purbeck is really quite something special, particularly when you go across towards Studland Bay and you look across the whole thing and across Poole Harbour from the top. It really is quite stunning. Just going over that railway line again, which is the steam railway that we were talking about that goes from Swanage to Corfe. So you see it really is quite a picturesque trip on a train. Swanage is now about 3 miles away, I think. And it changes quite dramatically when you get into Swanage itself, which is a seaside town, as you'll see. Getting closer to Swanage now, you can see the cliffs in the distance.
We're in Swanage.
So now we've crossed into Swanage, and you'll see that things have changed. But we've still got the lovely coastline. There we we go. Jurassic Coast. Famous for all of the fossils you can find on the beach. That's an entire day out of itself. Besides the normal attractions of the beach, although the beaches down here, the main beach in Swanage is sand, but those on the Jurassic Coast are shingle. But they do contain fossils. Coming up now to the seafront. A number of car parks around Swanage. There's also a certain amount of seafront parking. So there you see the sea. We used to spend a lot of time here when we did diving many years ago.
We've closed it.
The main seafront's now closed to traffic, or it is to the right, so we've turned left. Takes you out the view across to the point there, and then there are cliffs all the way along to Old Harry Rocks, which is the entrance to Poole Harbour. You can get a ferry from here to Poole and vice versa, one of the yellow trip boats from Poole Harbour, which is a nice trip because the coastline is beautiful. You can park all along here for a limited period of time, obviously, and you'll see the sandy beach and all the groins. There's lots of beach huts and it's very seasidey. We're now driving down into Swanage. We're at high tide looking at it, and thankfully the sun's come out now, so it's really quite nice. We're going to have to park up because the road was closed to traffic. A seasonal thing, I think. And then we'll go for a wander around the town. Show you what Swanage has got to offer, but don't get overly excited. It's a fairly typical seaside place. The seafront parking is pay and display, so I'm on the hunt for the machine. Actually quite away from where the car was. I think I found it. All these things are always a challenge. Number plate recognition and all the rest. Pay by mobile. Well, I'm not sure about that. Choose a payment option. Right. Like so many people, I don't have much in the way of cash, so we'll go for the card option. Card. That will do fine. Contacting bank. My God, I managed to do it. Wow, I am impressed. Right, armed with ticket, we'll go back to the car. See, it's such a lovely beach. We've often spent the night at anchor here on our boat, taking the little tender into the main town, bite to eat, a few drinks, bit of live music, and then back to the boat. It's really nice. So just taking it round the bay. See the pier over there. We used to get our dive bottles filled there when we were diving Tanville Ledges. You go all the way around, see the town seafront. The beach is packed in the summer. It's quite nice today. Don't know whether they've got a theft problem, but by anybody's standards that seems to be a bit overkill. Still, I guess it's safe. Clock tower there. well, clock on top of a beach shelter. I suppose Clock Tower's a bit grand for that. And a little jetty that goes out to the sea like a pierhead. Beautiful beach, calm seas. Lovely day. So thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Corfe Castle is such a beautiful place. I'm sure you agree, and if you haven't been there, you ought to. It really is beautiful. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like, and we'll catch you next time as we go into Swanage.